it's my absolute pleasure to introduce our second speaker, Kat Harper. Many of you may know Kat. She's a Wanaka local for the past 11 years. She's a mother of two with her partner Simon and is a self-employed designer, writer and speaker. Now, Kat has two online businesses, lifesmotivation.net and Don't Call Me Quiet. Tonight, talking about her own experiences, having been a selective mute as a child and as a result being labelled as quiet for a large portion of her life. Kat is passionate about encouraging others to be exactly who they want to be in our lives, and that was the message that Richard passed on to me when I was at Kahu Youth last week. With her speech titled, Don't Call Me Quiet, please join me in welcoming Kat Harper.
Why are you so quiet? I mean, it's a simple question, isn't it? Why are you so quiet? And in this context in which we are right now, I'd imagine it's a very easy one for you guys to answer. Because here I am asking you the question and you're the audience. You're not supposed to speak. Take the question out of that context and into another one. It can be a very, very difficult question to answer. I know this because between the ages of 3 and about 15, I was asked this question so many times I wouldn't be able to try and count them. Why are you so quiet? When I look back now, I can see that the question was always asked with care and with compassion, and these people had a genuine desire to help me. But that's not how it felt at the time. The question felt demanding, the question felt intrusive, and it felt a bit like a dagger to the heart. In fact, what I heard when they said to me, why are you so quiet? The words sounded a lot more like this. You are so quiet! What is wrong with you? In the silence that inevitably followed, those were the words that echoed through my head. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? They reverberated through my body, and a ball of emotion formed right here. It was fear, it was hurt, it was pain, it was confusion, anger, frustration, and it grew and grew in intensity with every moment. I didn't dare breathe, because every time I took a breath, it would grow too big for me to contain. And I didn't know what would happen if I let any of it go, and I was petrified of what would happen if I let any of that emotion go. So I blinked back my tears. I held my breath, and I swallowed it all back down again. So I stood there, wide-eyed and silent. I didn't know why I was so quiet. I didn't know why everybody kept asking me this question, as I sure as hell did not know how to answer it. When I was 2 years old, my family and I moved from England to South Africa for 3 years. My dad got a job there, and he worked a lot of the time. My little brother was 4 months old, and he screamed most of the time. My mum was sleep deprived, and she was stressed out, and she didn't know anybody in the big city of Johannesburg. And so I was the 2-year-old little girl who played happily by myself. In those first 6 months, we moved house 5 times, and I'm not sure when it happened, but somewhere along the way, I just stopped speaking. Selective mutism is a severe anxiety disorder. It is characterized by a failure to speak in certain situations. It's not all situations. And as a little girl, I was happy to speak at home. I would speak openly, I would speak freely at home, but as soon as anyone outside of my immediate family was there, it was like something happened no words would come. It's not that I chose not to speak, I couldn't. Does it make you quiet because you can't speak? Even though in another situation you speak quite freely? Does that make you quiet? It's up to each one of us to decide that. But another thing that I wanted to bring up right now is about communication. In the 1960s, there was a study done at the University of California into the way that we communicate. Now, I don't know how you think about communication, but when I think about communication, the first thing I think about is the words that we use. We communicate with words. They found that when we communicate about our feelings and our attitudes, we communicate 7% words. That's a pretty small number. 7% of our communication when we're talking about our feelings or our attitudes is with the words that we use. A further 38% of our communication is also to do with the voice. It's to do with the way that we use our words, the way that we say things. Do we speak fast? Do we speak slowly? Or do we speak loudly or quietly? That's all part of our communication. Together, the voice and the words make 45% of communication. So what are the other 55? 55% of the way that we communicate is non-verbal when we are talking about our feelings and our attitude. That's a big number. So how do we speak non-verbally? We speak using our bodies. Our body language is massive. And we can speak and be open with our bodies, or we can be closed off, and it's still communication. We speak using our faces. We can be really excited about something, our eyes are shining, and we're just burning with the way we're speaking with our faces. We can be speaking like this. It's all communication. And also the way that we use the space in which we are. We can use it all very well, or we can hide in the background and hope that no one sees us. It's all communication. And what I have learned through my journey of life is that I'm very good at this non-verbal form of communication. I'm very good at the 55%. I read people extremely well, and I speak that way too. And when I was 2 years old, I didn't know the difference between speaking and speaking. It was all the same to me. So when I was in a situation where my throat was closed off and I couldn't speak, I still spoke. I didn't realise that no one was hearing me. I didn't think I was quiet. But over and over and over and over again, that's what I heard. Wow, you're a quiet one. Oh, you're so quiet. Why are you so quiet? What's wrong with you? You're really quiet. Oh, I must be quiet. It makes sense to a child. And so as I grew up, it was imprinted in every cell of my body, those three words. I am quiet. But it's not only me. Every single person in this room was a child once too. A lot of us have children of our own. Some people will have grandchildren. We'll have nieces and nephews, friends, family friends, and we have extended family. We know a lot of children. And even if you don't know children in any of those capacities, you see them on the street, you see them in the supermarket. Children are all over the place. The most amazing thing I think about children is that they believe what they are told. I don't know if you've ever noticed how children can be like sponges, and they absorb the information that they see, that they hear, that they feel. It all goes in, and what they do with this information is they create their world out of it and their sense of self within that world. Now, children don't have the rational mind that we have as adults to be able to decide that this is a good thing and this is a bad thing. So when they are repeatedly told something, then that's what they believe. It might be that they're quiet, like me. Maybe you're shy. Or maybe you're clever or funny. You might be naughty. You might be stupid. Maybe you're the sporty one. There are so many different ways that you could have been or you could be. And people like to categorize us. That's what we like to do. And so for the child that constantly hears the same message over and over and over and over again, that's who they believe they are. But is that really who they are? We know that to be clever or to be funny or whatever, it's a behaviour. We're not our behaviour. Not one of us is our behaviour. We can all exhibit different behaviours. We are more than that. We are, I believe, whatever we choose that we want to be. But to be that, we have to first find out that that's our potential. It's the potential of me and it's the potential of everybody else in this room. To be whoever it is that you want to be. When I was 16, I'd had enough. I'd been quiet every day that I knew. And everybody that I knew in my life knew me as the quiet one. I didn't want to be quiet anymore, but I didn't know what to do. But then I realised, here I was 16, and I was standing at a crossroads in my life. I had to think about it, and I realised that right now I had a choice to make. Everyone was deciding what to do next, were they going to go to sixth form college or were they going to go and get a job. And I looked at what everyone else was doing and I saw they were all going to Stockton Sixth Form College. Pretty much. Some people were getting a job. And I didn't want to follow the crowd and stay who I'd always been. So I went, no. I'm going to go over there to a different town. I'm going to go to Middlesbrough College where nobody knows me, where nobody's even ever heard of me. I'm going to go there. I'm going to reinvent myself. I'm going to be this person that I've always wanted to be. And so that's what I did. I went to Middlesbrough College and I didn't know anyone there and I was really excited. And I went there all excited and the excitement died down and I looked at myself. Still quiet. 2 years later, I found myself at another crossroads. This time, I was deciding, what university am I going to go to? Am I going to go to university? I decided I would. So the university I chose was right at the other side of the country. I didn't know anyone going there. No one over there had ever heard of me at all. I wasn't even living near my family. And so I was excited. Here I was, it was a new start for me. I had this new opportunity and I could be whoever I wanted to be there because nobody knew. And 4 years later, there I was again. A new crossroads. This time I had a ticket in my hand and it was a one-way ticket to New Zealand. And I was so excited because not only had I always wanted to come to New Zealand, but it was this perfect fresh start for me. And I flew over to New Zealand and I had a wonderful time, but whenever I looked at myself, I was still quiet. And I didn't know what to do then, because I'd been quiet my whole life and I didn't want to be quiet anymore. And I'd run and I'd run and I'd run away from being quiet and I couldn't run any further. I'd gone as far as I could go. From England to New Zealand, where else can you go? You can't leave the planet yet. I realised after a little bit of time that I didn't ever have to go anywhere. There's only one place that you can change who you are. And it doesn't matter what the surroundings say, it doesn't matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter what the people around you are doing or what they think of you, because it's all in here. It's a really difficult journey for a lot of people to go from here and who they think they are and who they've always been told they are to who they truly want to be. But man, it's rewarding. I've come here tonight for 3 reasons. And the first reason is completely selfish. I'm here tonight for myself. I'm here tonight because there's things in this life that I want to do. I've got goals, and I've got ambitions, and I've got dreams, and I can't do those if I hide behind my childhood label. The second reason I'm here tonight is for every single person in this room, because I know that everyone else has goals, and they have ambitions, and you have dreams. And most of those things can't be done if you hide behind any kind of childhood label. The third reason I'm here tonight is for the children. I'm here for my children. I'm here for your children. I'm here for your grandchildren, nieces, nephews. I'm here for the extended family members. And the people on the street, the children on the street, the children we see in the supermarket. I'm here for the child inside me and the child inside every single one of you. Because we all can be, do, or have anything we want in this life. Let's not limit ourselves with what we tell ourselves. Let's not limit others with what we tell them about who we think they are. We can all be anything.